Shamanettes, and welcome to the Beauty Shaman. So I did a video recently on why I don't use Botox, and honestly it has been one of my top performing videos. I think the reason for that is that many of us don't want to use toxic substances in our skin and also feel uncomfortable with the judgment around aging for women. I couldn't agree more. Having said that, I work with on-camera talent and completely empathize with the immense pressure some women face not to age. In fact, it can cost some women their livelihood, which I think is absolutely disgusting that our society approves of this and does this. It's a very raw and painful reality. What I'm trying to do is to bring a greater awareness and acceptance to personal choice and also educate women on the potential pitfalls in using some of these treatments. Which leads me to our topic, why I don't use fillers. So one of you commented that you'd like to see this. So in this video, I'm going to address my 5 reasons behind not using filler to reduce the signs of aging. So by the way, I'm a positive aging advocate and view it as a blessing and not a curse. In my view, beauty is not conformity. Beauty and love are the highest essence of humanity and should be honored and not shoved into the worship of unending youth corner. All right, as you all probably know, as we age, we lose volume in our faces, okay? For many of us, it heads south to our bellies or our bums. And I say that with tongue in cheek because it tends to go south, right? So our faces begin to lose collagen and deflate. So filler is a catch-all phrase for synthetic hyaluronic acid, which includes Restylane and Juvederm, which are the most common form of fillers. There's also calcium, and I'm going to try to get this word right, hydroxyapatite. There's also fat grafting and permanent soft tissue filler called Belafil. And lastly, there's poly-L-lactic acid called Sculptra. The problem is none of these fillers build collagen, which is my first point. So fillers are not preventative. And in fact, when it wears off, you can look worse than when you started. We have seen many celebrities that use fillers and they begin to not look like themselves. So I've made up women who have had too much filler, and also because of this, they sometimes have bruising under the skin, which is extremely difficult to hide with makeup. So fillers do not fix anything. They don't fix wrinkles. They just temporarily plump up the skin. That's all they do. If you have sagging jowls, it can't do anything for that. All it can do is fill in where we have wrinkles and plump up that particular skin. But it wears off. It is not preventative. It is just a temporary fix, just like Botox. But there's some downsides to fillers that Botox doesn't have, and we're going to get to that. Okay, number 2, filler is expensive. It's even more expensive than Botox. So for example, one single treatment, you can spend upwards from $800 to $1,000. And that treatment lasts between 3 and 24 months, depending on the type, where you have it injected in your face, and other factors. So that's a lot of money. That's thousands of dollars a year, and it doesn't benefit your health or contribute to better skin. It's a pricey, quick fix. So diet, exercise, having a positive mentality, all have long-lasting benefits to your skin and are much, much cheaper. Okay, point number 3, there are risks. As with any chemical injection, and yes, even hyaluronic acid injections have chemical mixtures in them, so they all are chemical basically, there are definitely risks. There is usually pain at the injection site and bruising like I mentioned before. So one male talent I worked with had such bad bruising, we had to completely switch the lighting around and try to shadow one side of his face. That's how bad it can be. And the bruising is very deep underneath the skin. So putting makeup on top of it really doesn't do all that much. Okay, fillers can also migrate. It can migrate to the cheeks, to your eye bags, to other unwanted areas. If it's not placed properly, it can lead to an allergic reaction, bruising, infection, itching, redness, and scarring. If you do decide to do this, go to a trained professional to be sure that you get a completely sterile injection. Okay, one of the most frightening side effects is vessel occlusion. It's where the injection goes into an artery and stops the blood flow. This can cause permanent blindness and even potential death. Of course, this is very rare, but it's very real. Okay, number 4, Repeated filler can lead to facial distortion because, like I said, it can migrate around your face. It can also be addictive because you love how you look. You want more and more and more. I've actually talked to plastic surgeons who say 9 times out of 10, women who come in for filler, the next time they come in, they want more than what they had previously. So it does become very addictive. Botox is the same way. Self-love and self-acceptance and self-care are the long game. But in life, it's worth the work and the journey. In the beginning, I stated that beauty is not conformity, and we so easily feel better when we conform to the ridiculous standards of beauty set up by those companies in order to sell us stuff. It takes a lot of courage to love your body and care for it as if it was a little child. That's why telling your body that you love it every single day is so important, which leads me to point number 5. What can we do? Okay, here are some thoughts on self-care that isn't toxic, and it also strengthens the skin. So your skincare should be 80% internal, which is diet, exercise, and your mind, keeping your mind extremely positive, not sinking into negativity. And only 20% is skincare external. So both of these take a lot of daily attention and work, yet yield incredible results. So please see my video, I'm put up on the corner here, where I talk about supplements and diet, and I interview specialists in the health field. I'm also a big fan of great skincare, and I carry 2 of my favorite brands on my website, ImageMD and Truth Treatments. Both are excellent with different strengths, but I think the point is to use what is right for you. Please see my other video on the best skincare products. There are other treatments I love, like peels, microdermabrasion, LED light therapy, and much more. But you have to do what's right for you, and this is where we get to you making the best decision for you. I think the point is to do it with unconditional love for yourself and for your body. Every single day, I make a point to look in the mirror and say, I love you. And I use my childhood name, which is Susie. So I look in the mirror and I say, I love you, Susie. Even saying it now brings up emotion for me, as I'm sure it would for you. It's so important to give yourself unconditional love. Many of us have never really known unconditional love from those around us. So giving it to ourselves is the first step to attracting it into our world, into our lives. I challenge you every day, look into the mirror, touch your neck. The neck is the center of change in the body. Look into your eyes in the mirror and say, I love you, and use your childhood name. Do it 20 times a day. And if there's a specific part of your body that you especially don't like, whatever it might be, I'm just going to pick a body part. Maybe it's your neck. Okay, many of us have complaints about our neck. Say, I love your neck, Susie. I love my neck. I love my neck so much, it is perfect for me. Say these kinds of things. It'll be hard in the beginning, but as you progress, you will find that not only do you feel better, but your neck feels better and it starts to look better. Criticizing yourself is one of the worst things you can possibly do to your body. I leave you with that thought. And remember, beauty is not conformity. Beauty is an essence, as is love. They are incredibly powerful vibrations, and if you focus on those two, you will inevitably feel better, look better, and affect the entire world around you with so much joy. Thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.